I was angry that he left us. We renewed our vows, and the next day he was gone. How did he die? He died due to suicide. He committed suicide. He was diagnosed with depression in 2015. He actually was trying to find ways to get out of the negative feelings that he had. We went to a lot of temples. Initial stage, maybe there was a little bit of peace, but after that, it didn't last long. So he will go to the next one, and I've lost count how many of all this have we gone to during that period of time.
My husband passed away from a condition called alveolar soft part sarcoma, which is a really rare form of cancer. If I remember correctly, the statistic is like 1% of the cancer patient diagnosed it's sarcoma, and of that 1%, another 1% is this particular condition. He was a personal trainer, so he's really fit. Everyone who knows him knows how strong he is, like his body physics and mental and emotional strength. Before he was diagnosed, he was like 80 over kg. But when he passed away, he was like 40 kg. Yeah.
We found out his stomach cancer through an endoscopy after a series of throwing out for a couple of months. It was really like a death sentence because then none of our family members or like anyone that's around doesn't seem to have this illness, so we are like the first to encounter.
Because he wanted to try everything, so we landed in a church. We were actually very hopeful that things will work out well until a point that we decided to renew our wedding vows. It was so meaningful to do it together, and our 2 children were together with us. There was a lot of meaning as compared to actually the very first day that we got married. On the night after we renewed our vows, we went back home, but he left the house. On the very next day in the morning, he committed suicide. Yeah.
I asked the lungs doctor, how much time do I have? And I was given like 3 months. I just walk out of the hospital with my baby in my arms, and I walk around the hospital lobby for like an hour in a daze. I was so angry with God as I was packing his hospital bag. My husband on the bed, really, really calm, he just said this one sentence to me: "Don't be angry, God is good." And I was so offended because I was like, what in the world? Like, you are dying and I'm all over the place. We are going to the hospital and here you are telling me that God is good. I cannot comprehend.
I felt grief has started from the day that we are not able to sleep together. He has been keep asking to go back home because I think he just really missed home. And of course, that was the toughest decision in my life. To bring him home, it just meant to cut away his life support. It is just literally me turning off everything for him. So it was tough.
What was the aftermath of his death? So when the police came to our door and broke the news, everybody in the family cried, except me. Or many people who came for the funeral, they cried. They just felt so sad, but I didn't cry. I just did what I need to do. I don't have time to grieve.
Like, people will come to me and tell me like, oh, you know, like you should like pack up his clothes and like donate it away and make space for yourself. I know that they love me and they want the best for me, but it's not that I have not tried. I mean, there are times that I try to pack, you know, wanting to create more space, and I will like want to hold on to a trash bag thinking that I'm going to pack everything, but I will open up and end up crying for hours in the middle of the night after my daughter sleep, and then I will close the cabinet and nothing gets done. I think holding on to this thing gave me the impression that, oh, because I cannot create new memories with you anymore, so I'm going to like hold on to all these things and never let go. But it didn't serve me at all. In fact, it actually created more pain than anything, because looking at the things that I ruined didn't bring peace, didn't bring me like a celebration, but it just reminds me that I'm not gonna have new memories with you anymore.
We went for a sleepover a few days at my sister's house. It was during that time when I heard nothing, when it was silent around me, then I started crying. I started asking why all this thing happened to me, why this thing happened to our family. I couldn't remember how long did I take, but I came to a stage that I was so tired of crying, so I stopped.
There are times where I've been crying and she got so worried and she's like, "Mommy, why are you crying? Are you angry with Daddy?" That was when I realized that I wasn't able to express the right meaning. Is when you're sad, you cry, or when you're angry, you cry. She didn't understand that I'm grieving. And one day I just explained to her that I'm not angry with Daddy. I just really missed him a lot, and I just have no words for it, and like it just have to come out as tears. If you see Mommy crying, you can take a tissue and sit beside me quietly, or you can bring me a glass of water. And then from then on, that was her behavior. She will take her tissue and then she will start wiping my tears.
I was a homemaker when he was still around, and I think the struggles of going back into workforce is really time. Yeah, and you just like become a solo parent. You just have to do everything on your own. You just like literally 9 to 6 work. You have to go out like 7+, reach home at 7+. It's like 12 hours out. So I would be like having dinner, I will be washing up the dishes, and then when everybody go to sleep, then I start washing the clothes, mopping the floor, at midnight, that kind of thing. So I can't help by going to work a bit tired the next day. But then I tell myself, it's like, if I've gone through that journey of caregiving, I think this is really nothing. Initially it was hard thinking that everything is going to be downgrade. But then later on, I felt like it's actually a choice of how you learn to embrace your new season.
Did you resent him? Yes. I was angry that he left us because we renewed our vows, and the next day he was gone. So I felt abandoned by him.
I was really resentful over the fact that I have to do this life alone, and why is it that it's supposed to be a family nuclear to raise a family, to raise a child, but all this thing is on me right now. There was a season that was so depressed that I actually even had suicidal thoughts just because it was just so painful to live another day for me. I just feel like maybe it's better if I end it.
So I remember there's this time I just really couldn't take it anymore again, and I just throw him a question like, do you need me or do you love me? I yell at someone who was lying on the bed, helplessly can't do anything, and I just go on like yelling and shouting. And I was feeling so guilty, feeling so bad about it. I just can't help myself. I just felt like I just need to say it out. Why can't I like be anyone who has the right to be angry? Why can't I just tell everybody that I'm tired? And I couldn't take it, so I ran to the toilet and I just burst, and I just don't know how to react, and I just like bang my head on the wall, and it was a moment where you feel really so helpless, and so you just continuously do it, hopefully that you feel the pain as well. I just heard that he's trying to get off the bed, and by the time when I saw him at the toilet entrance, right, he was holding the IV on one hand on the wound and arching over because he couldn't stand straight. I just told him I can't do this anymore, and I just hugged him and I just cried. And I know he couldn't even have strength to hold me back, and And in his quiet voice, he just sang a tune to me. Hallelujah, hallelujah. So we just stood there for quite a long while. And I just finally knew that I could go on.
When the initial stage, because the guilt will come in as well, that you will think that, is it because you didn't do it enough or you're not good enough? There were many times that I struggled. So when I struggled, it gave me a glimpse of how he struggled.
Was there any part of you that felt shame or embarrassed?
Yes, I do feel shame. I fear that one day somebody asks me, where's your husband? And I don't know how to answer. I wasn't ready to answer at that time. Maybe the response you will get is, why did the person do something so silly or so illogical? Because the kids were very young at that time. Suicide I guess is still a very big jargon for them to understand. If they were to ask, like he doesn't look sick outside, then I will explain to them, Papa was thinking a lot of things, and when he follow the bad thoughts, it will just spiral down. It could get to a point that you keep going down that you don't know how to get out of it. I don't want to live my children into a story where there's no hope, no future. So I will always bring them back. So where can we get hope? Where can we get help? When do you miss him most? There are many moments that grief will not give you a warning that it's coming. When one of our lights at home malfunctioned and I had to change it, it shattered. So glass was everywhere on the floor. And when that broke, my heart broke as well. He used to be the one doing it, not me.
Actually, there isn't a moment in time that he's not missed. When I was packing my house and I came across my wedding photo, the big frame ones that you used to hang up on the wall. I look at the wedding photo and obviously it brings me tears. After 1 hour of crying, I look at the photo and I just felt, now that he's not around, does it make sense to hang that photo up? I think I am still grieving over that photo that was being thrown away, because there are times like, oh, maybe I've made a wrong decision. Oh, maybe I should have kept it because I'm not going to get it again. But I knew I did the right thing at that time. I just haven't fully accepted that it's gone forever. Yeah. Yep.
The first is always difficult, the first birthday, the first Sunday, the first Father's Day. But I tell myself, let's do all the first right. It feels different when one person less at the restaurant, one seat not occupied. So I said, let's do silly things, it's like, so we brought his photo along. We brought his photo along and we literally put on the table. It was like literally a A4 size paper photo, right? And how would the waitress come and look at the photo? It would be like so creepy, right, Mom? I say, don't care about what people say. I care more for your feeling, And suddenly there's this joy that sparks, and that's what we did. We ordered with the waitress here looking at the photo, with us looking at the menu. So it was kind of hilarious at that moment. There's a lot of open communication, even down to death, like it's taking place. I feel like sometimes I want to be strong for them, but in return, they are also my pillars.
I have increased my capacity to be able to allow this to run, but at the same time still do like things and do life and just do the responsibility that I was given currently. I don't hold on to much of his physical things anymore because now I have this cross. The diamond is made out of his ashes and we crafted it into a beautiful piece of diamond that I wear it every day. Remind myself that I'm actually still honoring him honoring him as a person who has lived, honoring him of the things that he has done for us, and also remind me that he is also physically close. Because of the cross, I feel like I don't need to hold on to so many things. Yeah.
Would falling in love be a betrayal to him? This is such a difficult question. Honestly, I battle with this a lot. Yeah. When I go out with my girl, right? And she was like asking, Mom, why don't you dress up? And I was like, yeah, well, it's just nearby, right? It's okay. Then she says, don't I worth for you to dress up for me? And it just never dawned on me, right? It's just a part of me has been thinking like, oh, your spouse is not here anymore. Nobody is gonna date you. You wouldn't discover yourself if not for a crisis like this. If you ever lost even like an object, right? You wouldn't know the intensity of how much you love it, how much more for a person. I felt like in these years, I somehow feel like love has grew deeper. Even right now, he's not here. I still feel love. I still feel that, how the way he loved me to the end, he endured to the end. If he would continue to live, he would continue to love me.
For the longest time, I fought with that thought. I mean, I was widowed when I was 33, so I was still a young woman and I have a young child. So in the beginning, it did feel like it was absolute betrayal. I couldn't get past my own mind, and even the thought of like having a future with another man felt so shameful and felt like it's a betrayal to somebody that I love absolutely and still love even to this day. And I get really offended when people talk to me about, finding a partner or like, oh, you're so young, you should get married again. I was really, really offended. But like 4 years down the road, after a few bumps here and there, and I recognized like, no, I think he should be really happy for me, that knowing that I can be taken care of on this side of heaven. And I learned to embrace that would not account for betrayal, because we have honored each other and really live up to our vows till death do us part.
It always feels like we hate death. We don't want death because death was miserable and it causes so much pain and it causes a separation that is forever. So it was really so ironic, right? Like, if not for it that happened, we wouldn't be even in this place. The perseverance, the resilience out of the brokenness, right? It's really something that very, very precious, and I really hold on to it. It really just quickened us to live a life with purpose. I think that is the greatest satisfaction.
I want to tell them there is hope. Like, there is hope, and even if you feel like everything is crashing down, and it is, you just need to put one foot forward each day. And then the time will come when you look back, then you realize that you are given supernatural strength that you never even thought it could extract out of you. You make me cry. If he was sitting in front of you now, what would you say to him?
I would say thank you to him. Thank him for loving us. Thank him for trying his best. Weird to say, but I guess it's a privilege in a way that I get to journey with him as a wife, to see things from a different perspective. Because of his journey, it gave me that front seat to know more about what depression is.
I think if he was sitting in front of me right now, I would just say I missed you so much. Yeah. So much.
If he were to sit in front of me now, knowing that he will go back again, I will probably ask him, how has life been? Yeah. I'll probably update him, where am I now? How are the kids? How great they are? And we are fine, we are doing well. To let him know again that still love him. Yeah, and I miss him very much.